Dude, almost 300 pounds?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was doing strongman. I was massive.
He was a bull. He was an ox in the gym. The amount of weight that he would lift.
Yeah.
Just watching him load and unload the amount of plates was exhausting for me to watch.
Oh, what's your bench, man? What was your bench back then at 290?
My highest was 425.
That is cool. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the No Bullshit, Just Bullfit podcast. We've got a very special guest, Michael Schmutz here. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Good. I'm glad to be here. I'm excited. You guys are killing it. This podcast is awesome.
Well, thank you.
Oh, thanks, man.
That.
We're excited to have you.
Yeah, thanks for bringing your guns out here today.
Giving us a show while we do a podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
Oh,
Front
whoa.
double.
What a show off. How many inches are those?
I don't know. When I was on prep, I measured them and they were like 18.
Do we have a tape measure? Anybody?
I don't carry one with me.
I asked it. Somebody
I should, just for that question, be like, let's measure.
Let's measure these bad boys.
Yeah.
So during
what
prep,
did they come back at, though?
Oh, yeah.
What was the size?
I'm hoping that they're about
prep?
20.
20?
Yeah, right now. But because I have more glycogen in me.
Okay.
But that's 2 inches of glycogen, so I don't know if that's true. But I do have a lot more weight on me versus when I was.
What's glycogen?
So I'm able to eat carbs now, which basically puts glucose into my body, which then your muscles are made up of like protein, but mostly water and glycogen, right? And so as you're eating, you have carbs. That's basically, as you're working out, your body's using glycogen or glucose to put into your muscle.
Sugar.
Yeah, sugar.
Yeah? Todd, what? Glycogen,
said it
glucose?
perfect. Yeah.
Same thing?
Yep, said it perfect. As you're exercising, the muscle cells will actually pull that simple sugar into the muscle and then store it in the form of glycogen.
Yeah.
So when he's competing, he's depleting those sugars and he's depleting that glycogen level, so it leaves the muscle, and so he may, lose a little bit of size.
Yeah.
So now that he's not prepping, he's able to refeed, and then the muscle cells are able to retake in that sugar, store it in the form of glycogen, which is going to give him more size.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
you measured when you were depleted, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So on prep,
yeah,
I was
totally.
eating like 40 grams of carbs for 2 months,
Dang.
which sucked. But
Oh my gosh, that's low.
yeah, I was really low. But now I'm eating like 450 grams of carbs. So that's like the difference in glycogen in my body right now.
Well, and the fact that you've maintained how lean you are with bringing in that many carbohydrates post-show, very impressive.
Yeah, it's a process, kind of like what we were talking about before. Like you get to the show, and I was eating like 1,300 calories for 2 months before the show because I had done a bulk for 6 months, and because I wanted to put on more lean tissue, right?
Uh-huh.
But with that also comes the fat, which is unfortunate. So then 2 months before, we basically cut my calories down to 1,300. I was eating 10 grams of fat, 40 grams of carbs, I got up to like 2 hours of cardio a day, and then lifting in that, every day. And so, yeah, so I was at 202 when I weighed in for my show. And then just the reverse out of that, my body was basically, depleted, and my metabolism was basically almost shut off with that, with getting to that low on prep. And so after that, you have to be super careful. And it's with any diet, really. If you're dieting down, you have to reverse back out. And so you can't go back to just eating burgers and pizza and stuff like that, because your body will just want to store that because it's in starvation mode, right?
Dang.
Like, this, you're a pharmacist and you're a builder. But so my body now has responded better than any other show. It's been surprising for me, actually, because usually I'm not at 450 grams of carbs this quickly.
Okay.
Usually it takes like 8 weeks instead of 4 weeks after the show.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's responded a lot better. My metabolism's been a lot better. And I think it might be because I was ready a week before the show. Like I had the weight I needed to be at, and I was shredded enough to where I needed to be at. And so I was able to then carb load into the show, which is basically you're putting glycogen back into your muscles, right?
Into the show, you started eating more carbs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't get on stage and I wasn't super flat, like
Yeah.
you know.
And then 2 days before you're on stage, or a day before you're on stage?
So it was a process actually. So Monday, so the show's on Saturday. Monday, I started eating more fats to get my triglycerides in, which is basically what your body uses to then help to keep the glycogen in your muscles. So 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, I ate a bunch of fat, which was awesome.
What did you eat?
Burger, like, you know, it wasn't like crazy, but I got to eat, I want to say 100, I can't remember exactly, but I think it was 100 grams of fat versus 10 grams of fat. So my body was super happy with that. Right?
Did it taste amazing?
Yeah, it was so good. Like steak and
I'm like hungry now talking about it. Okay, steak and what?
I had some bison burger stuff. Like it was still super clean, you know, still super clean fats, but it was really good.
Oh yeah.
Avocados and stuff like that. So I did that for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, and then we switched up the calories to carbs. So then I ate, I want to say 200 grams of carbs. It was Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday I had to weigh in, so we didn't really push it on Friday.
Are you worried about being too heavy when you're doing weigh-ins, or too light?
Yeah,
I guess
so
too heavy for you.
when I started doing the shows, I was doing classic physique, primarily just classic physique, because I didn't have the size of my legs or in my upper body to be a bodybuilder, essentially. So at classic physique, you basically have to weigh in you have a weight cap for your height, right? So mine was 202. But for bodybuilding, my weight cap was 225. So I wasn't worried about the bodybuilding classes, but I was worried about my weight cap for classics. So I had to like make sure I was at that.
And you were
weight
doing
cap.
both, or you're doing one?
Both. I did both classes.
And you weighed in at 202 then?
Mm-hmm.
But you competed up to the 225 for bodybuilding?
Yeah, for the heavyweights.
Did you look a little smaller than the people like at 225, or?
There was 2 guys that were bigger than me, but I was more shredded than them, so I placed better than them. I still had the size I needed to be able to compete at that level, just because of where I came from, which was like powerlifting and strongman, which I know you want to talk about. But so I still had the size, so I was able to compete really well, but I was more shredded than them, so that's where I was able to do better.
Yeah, we could segue into that. So you were a chubby guy.
Yeah.
And now you're a ripped guy.
Yeah.
When did you start? You say, I'm going to start bodybuilding. I'm going to start shredding. How old were you when you said that? Or when did you start doing that?
Growing up, I was always the chubby kid, right? I turned to food for emotional regulation, essentially.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I still feel that way sometimes when I get overstressed. Like, I just want to drown my anxiety in a cheeseburger or something like that, you know? Yeah. So I have to, like, combat that still. It's weird because when I'm deep in a cut and I get a refeed meal, my body will start shaking like I'm an addict. Because when I start, like, eating a ice cream or something like that, like my body will start shaking just because that addiction is still there in my mind, right? Ugh. So I've always been that kid where I've always been turned to food for emotional support to be able to like feel good about, you know, what's happening. And so I had to actually go through a lot of therapy to understand where that was coming from. You know, a lot of it was just I figured out where that came from, and then I figured out why I was looking at food that way, and that with that knowledge, I could then see, okay, that's dysfunctional. And so with that, I was able to say, well, I don't want to treat my body that way. I want to start eating clean. And so, you know, this was when I was like 290 pounds, right? I was a big guy.
Dude, almost 300 pounds?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I was pushing, like I was doing strongman stuff. Todd knew me back then. Mm-hmm. I was doing strongman. I was massive. Like
he was a bull. He was an ox in the gym. The amount of weight that he would lift.
Yeah.
Just watching him load and unload the amount of plates was exhausting for me to watch.
Oh, what's your bench, man? What was your bench back then at 290?
My highest was 425.
That is cool. I'm trying to hit that mark. 425 exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta beat my dad. My dad hit 420.
Oh, nice.
I gotta beat 425. I'm at 375 right now. Just me, no spotter, but hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully
you
I get there, dude.
Yeah, that's close.
425.
Yeah.
All right, my man. Yeah, 290. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what was your squat and your deadlift? If you're in a strongman competition, isn't there like a certain ratio everybody's striving for, like 1,000 or 3,000 pounds with your
That's powerlifting.
squat? Oh, okay.
That's powerlifting. Strongman's a little different. I liked it more because it was like different implements. So you'd have like the log press and the stone loading and the like putting weight over bar and stuff like that. But my squat was, I want to say, I can't remember if it was 565 or 545. I think I was going for 565, but I did 545. Deadlift was 625.
Dang.
I have no goals for those. So shows you where I'm at with those. No.
Yeah.
So was there like an exact moment, or was it just a progression from I'm going to leave the strongman being a bigger, thicker guy to shredded, step on stage as a bodybuilder? Was there just something that clicked? Or was it just over time you got kind of tired of being heavier?
It was more of a progression. So I am part owner in a strongman gym, which, is kind of like, I'm not really, I don't work out there anymore because we moved, and that kind of made it so I had to reset like what I wanted to do as far as working out. And that's where I started doing more lightweight, more reps, and more like bodybuilding style type of working out, because for one thing, I'm getting older, and I thought, I don't have a goal to be stronger. I want to look, I just want to look good. And that's where that kind of started. And so I wanted to reduce my weight and start doing more reps so I could kind of get the shape I wanted. And at that point, I was about 240, I think 240 or 250.
So down 50 pounds still.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I started seeing progress that way, and I started to kind of lose more and more weight. And I saw the shape of my body coming through. And I was like, you know what, I might be able to compete in bodybuilding. So then I got a coach, my first coach, which was Eddie, Fast Eddie, and he walked me through my first show, which was actually the Wasatch Warrior, which I just competed in. But it was
shout out to Fast Eddie and FTC Gym.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Good dude. So he got me through that first year and basically helped me get shredded down to where I was for the first show. And I actually placed really well in classic physique for that first show. As I did masters, so I was over 35. I think I had just turned 35, so I was able to do it in the masters. And then I placed in the novice and open. In open, I think I did fourth or something like that. So I felt really good about it, and it was when I got on stage and when I got everything done, it just felt really amazing. Like I had gotten to this point in my life where I had actually done this thing that was super hard, and I did it, and I felt good. The next show I did was a national show, was Masters USA's in Anaheim, and that was stressful. That turned out to be something that didn't work out great I placed pretty good in it. I got third for my class, but it just turned into kind of a hard thing where it was like super stressful. I wanted to like get my pro card all ready, as a master's, and I wanted to like focus on that, and I was super stressed out on it, and there's a lot of anxiety around it. And after the show, I didn't have that same feeling, and so then I decided to like, okay, I've got to take a step back, see what's good for me and my family, because I have a wife, 4 kids, and everything like that. And so the stress that I felt, they felt too, obviously, because bodybuilding takes over your whole life. And so then I took basically a year off and stayed pretty lean, stayed pretty, motivated in the gym, and then just got the itch again. Like we talked when we were at the gym, and I was like, I'm not going to do another show, right? But then I got the itch again in September of 2023, and so I just decided to compete, and then got another coach, which was Zach Pryor, who's then been with me till now, and I've done 2 shows with him now. And he's the one that's helped me grow into the bodybuilding side of things, which has he's helped me like grow my legs up and put on more muscle as well.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, classic and bodybuilding. The different classes here. You've got physique, you've got
men's
classic,
physique. Classic.
and then you got bodybuilding,
Yeah.
and then
I
you got
think it's
bikini.
Open class, right?
Well, I
Bodybuilding.
can't do bikini.
Really?
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I
2024.
might have
the.
I was really hopeful there, brother. Like, next bikini. Let's go.
Yeah, you could go wipe out the whole.
I've seen some of the
genre.
bikini contestants.
That'll
I'm like, I
really
think you
shake
got
up
a shot at it.
I might be able to do the poses, you know.
Prove it. Let's see it, Mike.
No.
Cue Chippendale's music.
No, that's just for me and my wife in the room.
There you go. Oh yeah, how does your wife? How does she deal with you being in a what do they call it? A banana hammock?
Yeah,
Yeah, because bodybuilding, you're in a banana hammock.
right, exactly.
Classic, you got a little bit
They call them trunks, but they're like a Speedo. Yeah.
like a speed. Well, no, bodybuilding's like a speedo, right?
Bodybuilding's like open class is like tiny. Like you're
Yeah.
covering very little.
It's
Oh, it's like a
banana
thong.
hammock,
yeah, it's like a thong.
Oh, okay, thong. Okay, classic's
is
more.
of a Speedo, where it covers more like your butt and stuff.
Yeah, what does your wife think about that, brother?
You know, it's hard because bodybuilding can be very sexualized, right? I mean, obviously you're putting your body out there, and it took a while for her to kind of feel not anxious around the whole scene itself. Like, you know, I think it's changing that mindset to like, this is sexual to this is a sport and this is like the muscle that they're showing, you know. There wasn't really a difference between classic physique and like the bodybuilding that she felt different about. It's more
Sure.
like understanding the mindset behind it, really. And for me, you know, I think in the sport there can be a lot of like bad things that happen with marriages. Like, we've talked to tons of people that have broken up their marriages and stuff like that. But for me, it's more like I want her to be a part of everything that I'm doing in the process to make sure like she feels good with like what's happening. And so I try to stay as open and communicative and loyal to her as I can be, just so that none of that makes it into our house, essentially.
Sure, keeping the moral high ground there.
Yeah.
and making sure I've thought about possibly doing some type of competing.
Yeah.
My wife, you know, she's not on board at all. I'm like, now that I'm around it a little more, I'm like, I love the competition size. Like, I'm sizing people up. I'm like, I think I could, you know, beat this dude.
Yeah.
Want
You've got a good set of
trophy.
muscle. You could do it.
Oh, thanks. I'm not trying to be egotistical.
No,
I work really
I think
hard,
you could.
but yeah, I'm not ready by any means. But yeah, so that's got to be kind of difficult. And then obviously, when you're in that prep mode, you're a little bit lethargic. You don't have that energy like you usually do, and I imagine that's a little bit difficult with family.
Prep sucks. So I own a agency. I do consulting, like marketing consulting, right? That's what I do for work. I have 4 kids that are now in sports and they're doing everything, and my wife is very active, and like we like to go out and do things and like eat food, you know, and things like that. So when you're on prep, it's hard because you're basically, I don't want to take how I feel and portray it into like my family and make them feel what I'm feeling.
You're like, everybody want a nap right now? Who's up for a nap? Dad, we did a nap an hour ago.
Yeah.
What did I forget? It's a nap day, people.
Yeah, it's nap day. We don't.
Yeah. Dude, I want that all the time.
Yeah.
I know Ben wants a nap. Look at him.
Yeah.
A nap right
I'm
now,
a
don't you?
nap guy.
Yeah, this couch is nice. We could just like snuggle on this couch.
Oh, yeah. The temperature is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like, so if we're going on a trip, like, I have to set my mindset to, I'm going to basically be suffering on this trip. And I need to
Jeez.
make everybody else feel good about, like, how this trip is going. So we'll go to California, right? We'll go to California. I think we went to California.
Well, what do you do in California?
We just go to the beach. We get like a VRBO and, you know.
Yeah, that's
try
good.
and get away from the cold. So we went to California 3 weeks out from my show in October, and I was deep in prep, you know, and I was,
Oh, wow.
yeah. And, you know,
You were going to attempt Disneyland, huh?
I would probably pass out if we went to Disneyland standing in a line for 2 hours.
Todd goes every week. He lives in Lehigh, Utah, but he's there every weekend.
We're big Disney
he's
fans.
got a
in our
lifetime
house.
pass.
It's pretty wild.
It's Bullfit that gets me through Disneyland, though. That's a secret right
Yeah.
there. Just got to drink some Bullfit and you'll be okay.
Oh, yeah, get a, like, straight
IV in there, right?
IV of it, yeah.
Anyways, brother, you were on the beach, or you guys hanging out on the beach and everything, but
Yeah, but I'm sitting there suffering like I'm cold because you don't have any body fat, you know, and the kids are boogie boarding, and I try to boogie board with them as well, and like you have to walk from your condo to the beach and then like carry all the shit, you know, for the beach.
oh yeah, dude.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
only like 15 feet on a beach is like a couple miles on the
Yeah.
hard concrete.
so it's, I mean, it's hard as a dad, as a you know, and I want to be part of it, you know. I don't want to stay home and make my wife go take the kids to this vacation. So I just have to set my mindset that I'm going to suffer and I'm going to make this fun for everybody else, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You think about that, you know. I'm gonna make it fun for everybody. Dig deep.
Yeah, except for myself.
Yeah.
Well, and that's so impressive because bodybuilding is really a selfish sport.
Oh yeah.
It's about your diet, it's about your sleep, it's about your training, it's about you as the bodybuilder.
Yeah.
The smallest decisions affect the way you feel and the way you look on stage.
Yeah.
So to be able to have that mindset, to be still, you know, a husband and a father while maintaining the discipline, you don't see that very often.
Yeah, and that's why like a lot of couples struggle with it, because it's hard to separate how you feel to how you act, you know, and you have to do that if you're going to do it.
It's awesome.
For sure.
When you're going through that prep for a long period too,
Yeah.
it's not just like a brief 2-week thing.
Yeah, you're going to feel horrible for
Yeah.
months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's no joke.
Yeah, and going back to like what you said about like what you put in your body, like I could drink like a diet soda or something like that and feel different when I'm on prep.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because it like my body is so like, it's so sensitive.
Well, it's so depleted
Yeah.
in so many different areas because you have a very specific goal in mind. So anything you put into it, you're just hypersensitive.
Yeah. Why is he lethargic, Todd?
So it really comes back to, so usually our body runs on sugar, unless you're in like a ketogenic diet. So once you deplete the sugars out of your body has to respond in a different way than it's used to doing. So think of sugar as a energy source that's readily available. We use it for our brain, for our muscles, for just about everything. So as you're in prep and you're depleting all that, your body's got to find other ways to create energy, and it's difficult. And so when you're depleted, anything you put into your body's going to respond differently than if it had all the energy source that it already needed. If that makes sense.
No, that was a stupid question. Sorry.
That was a great
Well,
question.
Josh, there's nothing in his body, therefore he's tired. Duh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
But that's why I loved your guys' product so much, because it's clean, and when I take it, it like doesn't hurt my stomach, especially when I'm on prep. You know, like I can take it and feel good. Like with other pre-workouts, I'll take it and I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, for a few minutes until I can start working out.
Well, thank you. That's huge. That's what we want to hear. That's our goal.
Yeah.
So that's awesome to hear someone in prep that's that sensitive and still doing well on it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been awesome. Like when I used it on prep this time, I could take it and be working out. Like it's hard when you're on prep to work out because you start to feel really sick, nauseous anyways, just because of, you know, you have the lactic acid build up and it's going into your stomach and everything like that. But with yours, it helped to kind of reduce that just because I didn't get the added, you know, chemicals that come with other pre-workouts. Yeah.
It's awesome. That's what we want to hear.
So what's your favorite part of the pre-workout? Like, is there anything that really stands out? I know you mentioned it's easier on the stomach. Any other effects that really stand out?
I mean, the fact that you guys have the actual doses that have been researched for helping in muscle endurance and muscle building is what I love, and not having anything behind like a proprietary blend or anything like that, you know. That's a huge thing for me, just because I don't want to add more chemicals into my body, because my body will hold on to water with more chemicals in it, like that come through, right? So I try not to take in chemicals. Like I'll drink a diet, like I had the new coconut diet Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper Zero,
Oh,
you know, or
sounds good.
something
You
like
like
that.
Dr. Pepper?
How was that?
I love Dr. Pepper.
Oh, my man. This is the best. I'll get it. Everybody's like, oh, it's not the best. I'm like, no, it's the best.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
But there's a coconut one?
There's a coconut one. Coconut, it's like coconut cream.
Oh,
It's a little too
goodness.
sweet for me, but my family loves it, so I have
Is it
one
healthier
yesterday.
or is it just the flavor?
Flavor.
No, it's just
Just the
flavors.
flavor?
Oh, it's still terrible for you.
It's
There's
terrible.
nothing healthier about it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but I can, like, if I had a big 44 ounce or something like that, I can tell like I'm not getting any help from it in my body, because it's
Yeah,
not
sure.
it's not giving me, it's not helping me with like hydration or anything like that, right? And so that's a big thing for me. Creatine, obviously, the citrulline you guys have in it, yeah, those are the big factors, I think, for me, basically.
Very cool.
I love it.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's all the same stuff we love, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, my stomach is always getting ripped apart. So
You'd be like starting to work out, and then you're like,
yeah,
oh
I
no,
feel
I've got
sick
to
every
go to
time.
the bathroom.
No, just my stomach would
Yeah.
hurt too. Just like in general, it just didn't feel good.
Yeah. Yeah, the older I get, the more sensitive my stomach is. It sucks.
It was a
And the
simple
more-
solution, really, but
What's that?
well, we got collagen in there.
Oh yeah,
It
that's
helps a lot.
right. Yeah.
And then not having all that crap, in it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
sucralose and all that stuff. I'm sure helps.
I thought you were gonna tell me there's a simple solution to the rest of my problem.
Oh, yes. Young Skywalker. This is really simple. Just keep drinking Bodacious.
There you go.
Your life's going to change.
Just drink that and
That's all you got to do. Really, though, you don't have to worry about much when you drink Bodacious, because you don't have to worry about adding so much other stuff to it.
Yeah,
It just makes it more simple.
that's true.
But, dude, we got a coconut lime coming on its way, and it is dope.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So if you like coconut, dude, it's out of this world.
It really is.
I just,
Yeah.
really
the
good.
samples went by like that.
We got coconut lime and pina colada.
No way.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
They are arguably our best flavors yet. It's insane.
Yeah, way good.
Yeah.
I'm coconut, so I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you noticed your kids, have they started getting into exercising? Do they ask you about like muscles or workouts or diet? Have they showed any kind of interest in kind of this passion that you're pursuing?
The younger three have, I think, it just kind of goes with their personality more. Like Oakley, who's the oldest, she's more like creative, and she likes to do like art and like nails now that she's got that and stuff like that. But we've also taught, like, that's one thing that I've tried to do, is bring my family into like understanding what macros are.
Cool.
And like what means good food, what means bad food. Like that doesn't mean that they're eating what I eat, right?
You telling your kids about this stuff and they're listening?
Well, I don't know if they listen or not. We'll see what happens later.
The information's out there. They choose to absorb it.
But I think they understand more about like what junk food is versus what good food is for you, right? And so, so she understands, like with the meals and with the snacks that she's getting, she should get protein. With Dots pretzel, she should get some protein with the Dots and stuff like that. She's gonna get
That's
a snack. Yeah. Jake always wants to like feel strong and be strong, and I try to teach him, like, look, it's good to have muscles and it's good to be strong, but it's also like more important that you're a good person and kind and things like that.
Cool.
So I don't want him to turn into like a bro, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Like I'm not a bro. I do have muscles, but I'm not a bro. I do other things besides being in the gym. And then the twins, I don't know. They kind of they ask a lot of questions.
Cool.
So like I'll be eating food and they'll be asking like, Dad, is this, like, what's the breakdown of the macros here? Like, what does carbohydrates do for you? What does protein do for you? Is this good? Like,
Dang, yeah.
they ask
That's
a
awesome.
lot of questions. And sometimes I have to be like, guys, it just, 3 more questions and then we're done, So,
That's awesome though.
Yeah.
They're curious. That's what you want. That's really
Right.
cool.
yeah. So I think it's helped a little bit with that.
Very cool.
We'll see what happens as they get older. You know.
Well, that's awesome. I think setting that foundation early too pays off big time, because it's just going to be normalized for them.
Yeah,
they can pick it up, and as they get older, whether they get into bodybuilding or different sports, you've created a culture where being fit and paying attention to what you eat is now their norm. I mean, that'll be huge.
Yeah, that's one thing that I thought about too as I started to kind of change what I was eating, because I was just eating a bunch of junk food when I was so heavy, you know, and I could see how it was affecting my family, because I wouldn't just go get donuts for myself. I get it for everybody, you know.
Yeah.
And so my focus with changing a lot of what I ate was like, I need to help my family to also be able to be healthy as they're growing up. And, you know, there's so much obesity going on right now. It's easy to be obese right now. It's just easy. You know, it's easy to eat junk food. It's hard to eat clean. It's hard to like have good food for you. And so that was a lot of like just trying to combat that as a dad in America. You know?
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, the unhealthy options are limitless.
Yeah,
and the healthy options are hard to find. You almost have
they're
to
cheap.
cook yourself.
Yeah.
I want to be fat all the time.
Yeah.
You know, there's always something on. I want to be drinking Dr. Pepper right now, Snickers bar, almond Snicker bar.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it all the time.
I'm more of a peanut
Do
Snickers.
you guys think about that stuff all the time? All the time, dude. But peanut butter, dude, that too.
Yeah.
Add that on top of it. We'll slather that on the Snickers. Normal Snickers.
I have actually a funny story. In prep, my phone kind of turns into, like, my feed kind of turns into food porn.
I can imagine.
Really?
Yeah, because
it knows. It knows you're in prep.
It knows. So I'll watch one video of somebody like making this amazing smash burger, and then it will just like show me more and more. And
friggin' Michael's there in a private window. Oh God, yes. Right. It's like, what the hell are you looking at? Nothing. Funnel cake.
Well, one time, so I was sitting there scrolling, and Heidi and I were sitting in bed, and I was scrolling, and she was talking to me, and I don't know anything that she said because I was looking at food porn, and I looked up at her, and I was like, I am so sorry. I was just in the daze with food porn. What did you say?
What did you say? Oh, dude, I feel that, dude. Hey, dude, so you like football a lot?
Yeah.
From what I understand. And, dude, okay, the weirdest article came up on my phone. It said, Aaron Rodgers declines being VP of John Kennedy Jr. How weird is that? Who wants Aaron Rodgers as their vice president?
I don't know.
I mean, Green Bay sucks, right?
What is going on with Aaron Rodgers?
Is there any
it's
Green Bay
pretty random.
fans? I don't think there's even any Green Bay fans anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I think you just pissed off.
My in-laws are all Green Bay fans.
Are they?
So
They're going to get mad.
Oh, gotcha.
I
I was like, Wisconsin's going to be pretty mad.
I'm messing. I'm messing around.
Yeah. We love you, Green Bay.
Go Cowboys.
Go Cow. What?
Cowboys. Oh, that's painful.
They're going to, anyway. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Aaron
America's
Rodgers,
team.
man. I hope that he gets past the first game this next year.
You know, just even past the first little bit would be better.
Yeah. I mean, the Jets have put a lot of faith in him to have him come back this year, I think.
I feel like he's checked out. I feel like he just wants to hit those hallucinogenics and chill out and relax. He's made so much money. I don't feel like he has the umph anymore.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, he's definitely probably the oldest quarterback. I don't know. Is Russell Wilson up there at his age? I don't know.
I think he's like 5 years younger, I would think.
Okay. Yeah, he is, because I remember Aaron Rodgers was around a long time.
Is he 40 now?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll see.
He's getting up there.
Speaking of Russell Wilson, what do you think of him and Fields together in Atlanta
And Pittsburgh?
and Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Steelers? Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be able to turn it around. That'd be dope.
I mean, they have an awesome defense.
They got a bunch of really nice picks, and
Yeah.
they could crush it. It's possible.
We'll see who comes out on top, him or Fields, I guess.
I think he will.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite team?
It's hard to say.
We don't have a football team here in Utah.
I know. That's what makes it hard. My family, I never grew up as a football guy. Like, nobody's been into football. We were all into jazz in the 90s when they were like, when it was Karl Malone.
When it was the
John
golden
Stockton,
days, yes.
You know?
Throw Bailey. Shout out to Throw Bailey.
We just had Throw Bailey on Monday.
Yeah.
Great dude.
Oh, man.
It
Yeah.
was super fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Where'd you see him?
He was here.
He was here where you're
Right
sitting,
where you're sitting.
just a few days ago.
Seriously?
Yeah, bro.
I'm going to lick this couch. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's the man.
That's hallowed ground now.
No, but yeah, I just follow the players. I'm a Utah guy. I went to Utah, and so I like to
Nice.
follow like the players that have been drafted from Utah.
Or
And
Utes.
yeah, and you know, just the guys that have cool stories. You know, it's be interesting to see how Caleb Williams does this year. I think to see what he does with the Bears and if he can actually do what everybody says he's going to do.
Be cool to see the Bears do well again.
It would.
For once.
Yeah.
Right? It would be cool. It's been a while.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I know.
Do you follow basketball at all?
I have been more with the playoffs happening.
Who do you think is going to make it?
Probably the Celtics. I think the Celtics are probably going to be the ones that take it all, but I don't know. They're probably the most, like, I think they're the ones that everybody thinks is going to, but then there's, like, the Timberwolves who have Anthony. Yeah,
Edwards.
so he's like a come-up, right? And so it's like they could upset, you know, and take it.
Well,
I
he
don't
just
know.
got torched by Kyrie. Kyrie
So-
lit him up.
He did, huh?
'cause
I
he-
know that he said he was going to, like, take him on, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And
he
then
called him out, said
I
he
didn't
wanted
see
to
the
guard
game.
him. And Kyrie lit his ass up.
Really?
It was crazy.
Well,
It was a master. He might have been a little bit fatigued because
Uh-huh.
they just played, what,
Yeah.
2
Couple
days before?
yeah.
So it looked like but his legs were gone like halfway through the game. It was
Really?
crazy.
I'm just hoping
So,
Celtics
but they
don't
only
win.
won by 2 points.
I don't know. It was still, even
Yeah.
with that, they still barely won. That's going to be a great series, though.
Yeah.
I just don't want Celtics to win.
Yeah, I was hoping the
Kinda like the
Pacers would
Celtics.
kind of upset them, but I don't know if they will or not.
Fingers crossed. But
I'm partial to Kyrie. He plays League of Legends.
He does know.
Yeah, he does.
That's awesome.
I played with him.
You did?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
How?
I just got on and I was like, "Hey, bro," I saw his his tag back in the day, and this is probably 7 years ago. And it went by like Kyrie Irving 1, and I'm like, "Hey, bro," just seeing if it's him. I go, "I was just lighting my buddy up on NBA 2K with you earlier," and he goes, "Who dis?" That's all he
Who
says when he's typing. Anyways, I talked to my buddy after. I'm like, "Bro, I swear I was playing with Kyrie," and I told him the gamer tag, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I played basketball with Kyrie. He's my buddy's big into. He's a big college star." And he goes, "That is his gamer tag."
Really?
It was
Hey.
him, and he is a gamer.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's way
that
cool.
is cool.
He used his
yeah,
own name.
kind of funny,
on-
but I'm partial to
online.
him.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. That
7 years
connection.
ago, so.
Oh, so yeah, yeah.
Really cool.
Very cool.
Well,
That's
dude,
crazy.
I'm sweating profusely here. Are you sweating?
Yeah, for
The
sure.
heck, bro? I'm
I don't know.
You're
dripping.
I don't
getting
know what's
soaked,
happening.
man.
Dude, this is a great time to introduce our sponsor, Bounty, the quicker picker upper.
What are you gonna do with that? Oh, you gonna put
that's
those in
nice.
there? Thank you. That's very nice. Bounty works great.
How does that feel?
I feel a lot better.
I feel drier already.
Yeah. It's
You
like
look drier.
sapping the
It
water
works
right out
so
of me.
fast.
Well, brother, dude, this has been really fun.
Yeah, I've had a blast.
Really appreciate having you on, brother. We're so excited to have you on the Bullfit team.
Yeah.
You're incredible, great journey, great guy in general, family man. Love to see a family man crushing it with this bodybuilding, and it's inspiring.
Mike, for those that don't know, where can people find you? You have Twitter, X, Instagram.
I'm on Instagram, Silver Bodybuilder. Send me a DM if you have questions about Bullfit, and I'll answer them.
You can catch Michael on Food Hub
Yeah.
when he's not prepping. We appreciate
Exactly.
you so much for coming. Can't wait to see you on the next one, brother.